strikes, feeds it in. Diener to win it. God, he's done it again! Travis Diener and the Golden Eagles are the champions of TBT.
It can be said for every 2 minutes of championship celebration, there are 8 seasons of dedication, creativity, and sacrifice. TBT, the basketball tournament, turns 8 this summer, and its direction has never been more impressive. Through its 7 championships, there have been over 400 teams who've competed in America's best and only open basketball tournament. Over 5,000 of the best players from around the basketball universe have made each succeeding year this celebration of the game a unique tournament to remember. Year 8 will be even better as TBT welcomes a record 28 college alumni teams, all chasing the $1 million winner-take-all jackpot. It's world-class basketball on the most innovative stage in the game. Uniquely, it's the basketball tournament. Settle in and welcome to TBT season number 8.
And it's the early evening portion of our Illinois region as we get a look high atop Peoria down by the Illinois River. We've eliminated 3 teams here in our first round. This is day number 1 out here in Illinois of our second weekend. The 7th seed, always a brave, the 10 Hoopville Warriors coming up as we're now down to 27 teams left on the chase for $1 million. Unfortunately, they don't give us any. Matt Martucci, the former Liberty Flame, Tim Scarborough. This is weekend number 2 for us, weekend number 2 for TBT. What we like to call the best tournament outside of the NBA playoffs, Scar.
It really is, to me. I mean, I think about the other night, the region out in Wichita, the NBA Finals were on, and I was watching TBT. And I mean, that kind of says it all as a diehard basketball fan, how important this is. And not just because I'm working it, but because as a fan, it gets no more dramatic than these Elam Ending scenarios. And all these teams put so much work in. Single-elimination tournament. And then some teams go out and lay an egg. Some teams go out and have the performance of their life. And then everybody falls in between somewhere. But all of it is great as a fan, and I'm enjoying it. And I love working these games.
And we still have one more team to go into the second round here in Peoria today. I've sent 3 of them already. Bayham's Army, the Syracuse alumni, escaping after being down as many as 7 going into the fourth quarter. And taking care of Forces of Soul. Hardfire, coached by our ESPN colleague, LaFonso Ellis. Taking care of the overlooked. And Jackson Underdogs, the 15th seed, continues to be a story in the 8th year of TBT. They get a 6-point win over House of Pain. 4 more games still to come tomorrow, including the defending champs, Golden Eagles. The Marquette alumni flashing back to one of our teams here tonight. Always a Brave back in 2017 over at Renaissance Coliseum. And put together a nice showing. Patrick O'Brien was on that squad, as was Marcellus Somerville, and also Team 23's Walt Lemon, who's already headed to Dayton for championship weekend. Well, they picked up a second-round win over Fort Wayne champs, an 11-point victory. Always a Brave, hoping to replicate some of the same success for a veteran TBT team, making what is its 4th appearance.
Pretty good record, too, right? 8-3. That's a pretty impressive record in TBT history.
And the big part of the footprint, the 2006 Sweet 16 team, they also have players from 19 and 20.
That window is starting to close, though, right? 2006 was a while ago, but they still, some of those older players from that Bradley team, we'll see it on display in a few minutes. They got a lot in the tank.
Hoopville Warriors led by former Colorado State guard and former top Chicago Prep player Britt Booker. Their 6th TBT appearance. Didn't get in initially to the field, but because of Team Tubby Time having to drop out because of health concerns from this 64-team field, Hoopville Warriors ended up being an alternate team. So they get to compete again now 2 of the last 3 years, but ended up getting all the way to the quarterfinals. Got to the Elite 8, the quarterfinals back in 2014. Our starting lineups this afternoon, which are presented by Air Force Reserve. Former Miami guard Anthony Harris and Chicago State's all-time leading scorer Royce Perrin in the Division I era, that is. 2 big names to know, and one more in Tawan Agee, who played for Tim Kluse at Iona. But Hoopville hoping to make a statement. Now back in the TBT field and looking for what's the 6th win in their tournament history. Always a Brave. Now Marcellus Somerville, former high school All-American, who's done playing professionally. And the man next to Somerville with the shaved head, Patrick O'Brien, former NBA first-round pick, lottery pick, out of Bradley from that Sweet 16 team. And they are put together by GM Bobby Parker, the SID at Bradley. So it's always a Brave, the white. Hoopville Warriors in what is the blue.
Let me get in the middle.
Here at Carver Arena, the Peoria Civic Center.
I'll tell you what, to be able to replace a team with another really good team, that really tells you how far TBT has come from when Always a Brave was first playing back in 2014. One of the original teams. Of course, they haven't played every single year, but they're one of those teams that's been around for a while.
This is Agee, who played at Iona, and one and done for Hoopville Warriors to start. Darryl Brown Jr., who enjoyed success back in 2020 at Bradley. And he's the first one to get a look for Always a Brave in a very familiar setting for them.
Yeah, home court advantage for sure, but you know that the Payne, House of Payne team had kind of an advantage too. The Illinois team, University of Illinois alumni, in fact. A lot of orange in here, and it wasn't just for Syracuse as Harris knocks that shot down. But this TBT home court advantage, it means a little bit, as we saw Wichita play their way to the final week. But man, it is tough, man, even if you have that advantage.
Yeah, out there at Cook Arena, it was electric. And speaking of which, Patrick O'Brien showing some range. Hasn't played in a pro event in a couple of years.
Well, he's an NBA lottery pick, though. You know he knows how to do this.
He got into town early this past week. We had talked to their GM, Bobby Parker, while we were still down at Charleston in the West Virginia Regional. And they were able to put together a nice camp.
That's so important to be able to get together and build some chemistry, even if it's just for a week or two, and kind of understand what you're going to run and all to be on the same page. Nice finish.
Agee beat O'Brien down the floor, and the early lead for Hoopville Warriors.
Agee, Tyler Junior College, played at Iona. Another fine mid-major program that's probably going to go to another level with Rick Pitino, the legendary head coach there now.
And Tony Bennett with the back door, giving Always a Brave the lead. Yeah, Tim Kluse had to step down for health reasons.
Yeah, Tim really had it going there, though, didn't he? The last several years at Iona, some really good program.
Yeah, Trey Arnold ended up doing an interim year, and then Rick Pitino, the door was open. Says he wants to finish his career in New Rochelle. And why not? He lives on the golf course, Wingfoot, not far away.
Yeah, right.
Rise up here for Hoopville, but nobody under the basket for Royce Perrin. He's in his 4th TBT season.
He thought that was buckets, man.
Yes, he did.
Right down to celebrate that they came out of. Nice screen.
And Tony Bennett. They go inside out. And contact and stepped on the end line.
Nope, they're going to say
no, you're right. I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
And Marcellus Somerville thought he stepped on it. Instead, it's a foul.
And I thought Bennett passed up a layup, and certainly when he kicked it out, there was a three-point shot that could have been taken.
Foul on Marcus Vann.
Again,
Always a Brave ends up climbing back in front.
Hoopville Warriors, a late addition to TBT, but they were ready to go, and they were organized. And in fact, some of the guys didn't even know they hadn't made TBT. And the coach and the GM, Britt Booker, just kind of didn't really even communicate that to everybody. So when it was time to show up in Peoria, they're like, oh, of course we're going to Peoria.
Yeah, said he told us on our call. I let them figure it out on their own. I said to him, they're grown, man, right? They can handle it.
Both these teams are looking to try to get out and run, but the transition defense has been pretty solid.
Harris with the slice and another finish. 4 of the 8 now for Anthony Harris, the son of a Chicago high school great and Billy Harris. They say dad gets mentioned in the same conversations as the likes of Isaiah Thomas and Derrick Rose among those Chicago high school legends. Now, how back and forth is this already? As Hoopville gets the miss, already 7 lead changes between these two. And we've played all of about 4.5 minutes. Settle in, partner.
Settle in indeed. See the horn set up here. A lot of teams run this with their 4 and 5 in the high post.
Nice catch and curl, but long on the attempt for Andrew Warren. Another Bradley alumnus out of bounds. Multitude of substitutions. Marcus Van, not one of them. And always a Brave. Getting Max Bufelt out there, former Michigan Wolverine and Indiana Hoosier.
Running the flex offense right there.
Nate Cannell also newly in. Former sharpshooter for Bradley. He's wearing number 25, guarding the ball right now. Brandon Neal, one of the new substitutions for Chicago Hoopville. Handling. Nice speed from Aubrey McAlpin down low. Van score the layup, +1.
McAlpin threads the needle with a pocket pass. And that is a great look. Bouncing it between 3 defenders, really. And it was Marcus Van able to finish in traffic, absorbing that contact, diving to the rim, and keeping his eye up on that glass, getting it off the square, and a delicate smooch for a bucket.
Good start for Van. Completes the 3-point play for the former 2-year starter at Central Michigan. Early lead for Hoopville Warriors. We knew familiarity wasn't going to be a problem in this game. These are all Illinois guys for the most part. Bierfeld. And short on the jump hook. And Van, guess who? Able to clear the rebound. Harris off the outlet, feed down low to Agee, and stripped away. Here comes Warren, and broken up quickly. Good take foul by Anthony Harris. Now, high level, back and forth this has been between these two. Hoopville Warriors with the 4-point lead in a game that's already featured 7 lead changes, folks. Strap in, this is gonna be fun. The basketball tournament is presented by Puma Basketball and by E&J Brandy, the official spirit of TBT. Back in Peoria, one of the great things about the tournament is a chance to tell some of the stories that you wouldn't necessarily get a chance to find out about. A look at Jimmy Gavin, who ended up playing both at Bradley and then finishing up at Winthrop with a D2 stop in between, but dealt with Crohn's disease, which kept him from playing high school basketball both his junior and senior year. Ended up walking on at Bradley, wanted more time. They couldn't give him a scholarship under head coach Gino Ford. So he went D2, transferred to Wisconsin Parkside, and in between, as always a Brave, gets another basket with the dunk from Dima Odiakosa, but lost his brother in a car accident and ended up transferring D2 to Wisconsin Parkside, finished up as a grad transfer at Winthrop and ended up a double-figure scorer and ended up with a pro shot and has played overseas now for years. Luke Monlundy off the bench for Always a Brave, and more energy, 4 straight for them out of the timeout, tied up at 11.
A couple of dunks, and Always a Brave. That's always a good thing for the home team. You know, that's a really great story, and it tells you how people can overcome adversity. That was a great two-hand flush for the first bucket, and then they go out again off the run out, and Luke Monlundy was able to get one as well.
And nice dish down low.
And Dima Odiakosa, who got the first dunk, he played at Illinois State. Illinois State and Bradley are rivals. So, you know, we saw that last week in West Virginia where we had VCU and Richmond players playing together for Lee, Virginia. Nice splash. Nate Cannell.
South bucket at one end by Isaac Freeman, the 3 at the other by Cannell. And attacking the rim yet again, this time Marcus Johnson. So perimeter on one end for Always a Brave, under the bucket for Hoopville. Now Cannell wanting to attack, but goes in on the big Freeman, who says no.
No chance.
Just too much length.
Yep.
A good ball movement for Hoopville. The rise up for Aubrey McAlpin. It gets fouled.
You can go to the rim, but you better have some kind of floater or something. You just can't get to the rim when you have guys patrolling the paint like that.
Yeah, Isaac Freeman ended up being what was a late addition to this roster. As McAlpin to the free throw line. It's a Hoopville Warrior team just full of stories. Aubrey McAlpin, a Chicago guy who moved out to LA, has come back, and just the fact that he's even in this game as Jimmy Gavin checks in. The story we just told you from Always a Brave. But the fact that Aubrey McAlpin in this game, in the last 2 years, ended up rupturing both of his Achilles and then had a couple of meniscus tears. Has been playing basketball overseas for the last 6 months and is back to full throttle. So much so is his rehab. There was a YouTube series on it made by a company called In the Front Row, 3 or 4 part YouTube series. But McAlpin both free throws and a 1-possession lead for Hoopville Warriors. And after the careless pass, Neal able to grab it, couldn't quite finish. And a turnover for Hoopville. They were looking for Gavin Schumann.
Schumann was only a foot away, and they threw him a Nolan Ryan fastball.
Bielfeldt.
Am I dating myself with that Nolan Ryan reference?
Maybe a little bit.
Is somebody from the 2000s that I can say?
I mean, I got it.
Clayton Kershaw, maybe?
Round Rock, Texas, right? Nolan Ryan? Wasn't it Round Rock?
I believe so.
3-point Hoopville Warrior lead. It's been a fun pace so far. Had 1 tie, 8 lead changes. Here in the first 7:52 of the first quarter. Catch it curl for Cannell off the inbounds. That's what he does best.
And why not run a pin down screen for him to catch it in the corner? That was a great delivery by Nate Cannell.
6 off the bench.
He's the youngster too, man. Missed the 2020 NCAAs as everybody did, but they would have made it. Played in the NCAAs in 2019, though.
McAlpin missed the mid-range, attacking the glass, score the basket, plus the foul for Tawan Agee.
This is what you call grown man basketball, though. At both ends, you can tell that these guys are pros and they understand how to play the game. Pull-up jumper doesn't go, but Agee, second chance opportunity, gets it up on the glass and absorbs the contact and a foul. Has a chance to cap it with the free throw here.
One tournament run in New Rochelle at Iona for Tawan Agee.
Tim Cluess guy, right?
Yep, Tim Cluess.
Yes.
Unable to convert there. But still, great first quarter for Hoopville Warriors. 53% out of the gate for them. Look at the behind the back for Gavin.
Great recovery, though.
Circuses come to Peoria.
Jimmy Gavin delivered the pass, and Gavin Schumann blocked the shot. How about that? How about that for trying to confuse the play-by-play guy?
On the big guy, Odiakosa.
Right.
One more attempt for Canal. Looked like it was on line, but short. And at the end of one, man, 13 different players between these two teams end up on the board. 2-point lead for Hoopville Warriors. This is fun basketball.
There we go. Defense. They got 2 fouls.
How are they splitting up their million if they get there and end up winning it in Dayton? Zell team share. GM Bobby Parker, 66 grand. And then Chuck Busher, or Bisher I should say, who you just saw there. Longtime Bradley assistant on 3 different staffs, 66, as is Lou Griffith, and all the players 66 grand apiece, predetermined of course, before the start of the tournament.
Of course, we talk to a lot of GMs, and I talk to them throughout the course of the year. Some of them love to talk TBT, and I talk TBT all year round now. But I tell you what, I feel like they need the biggest portion as AG knocks that one down.
It's what did Mike Iliano of Team 23 tell us in Charleston? It's like herding cats.
It really is, though. Because there's so many elements to put these teams together. The audience at home sees the finished product. But first of all, you have to make sure these guys are available. And if you go after a guy that's too good, he's not going to be available. He's either going to be an NBA summer or he's going to get an extra contract. And that's not to say that these guys aren't the prime players, because you got to get some of those guys on your team, right? But then you have to make sure that they get here in America. We had teams that literally have players that are stuck in Europe right now, right? Then you have to make sure you get them to the arena. And then you have to make sure they're healthy. And you have to fly them and make sure their hotels are booked. There's just so much. And most of these gyms work other jobs.
AG got it blocked by O'Brien.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of man underneath the bucket. You're not just going to stick it back in the basket while O'Brien is patrolling the paint at 7 feet tall.
Brown on the miss there.
And not every team, a lot of teams, in fact, in TBT do not have a rim protector 7-footer. So that is a real advantage for always a Brave.
Well, good guard play. You need a good ball handler, and you need a really good big. That's part of the formula we've determined to win this thing.
Well, you think about the bigs for overseas elite over the years, though. I think of Burrell in particular, the Pitt product, and even Blair, DeJuan Blair. I mean, those guys are only 6'8", but they are really good bigs because they eat up space. They patrol the paint at both ends so they can score inside and out. But you're right, man. You do need bigs to win in this, but guard play dictates how far you go.
Brandon Neal converting the first free throw. Largest lead for Hoopville Warriors has been 4. Always a Braves only had a 1-point lead.
We've had some great guard play in our regions. Really, the first 2 regions last weekend, but none better than Marcus Keene, in my opinion, from Sideline Cancer. They gave him an opportunity. I thought that Buccaneers team was going to eliminate Sideline Cancer. They had the possession to win, had it in the right guy's hand, and Bradford couldn't come up with it. But when they got the rebound, Sideline Cancer ran down the other end, and a 27-foot running three-pointer to end it for Marcus Elam, as we call him around here. Marcus Keene, what a great job. Sideline Cancer, again, making noise here in the tournament in 2021.
Yeah, headed to Dayton again under GM Billy Clapper. Beat that East Tennessee State alumni team, those Buccaneers, as Scar just talked about.
And they held Trey Boyd to 0 shots that game. Trey Boyd had hit 8 of 10 three-pointers in the first 2 games. The East Tennessee State guard who just graduated in 2020. But I tell you what, they kind of took it personally, right? Because people were talking about how good the Buccaneers were and how he was lighting people up. And they wanted him specifically to be shut down.
Gavin Schumann, nice cross, but couldn't get the floater to stick, hit the heel of the rim and died. And the rebound down to Tony Bennett.
Well, yep. Schumann didn't like it, but it was the right call. But you know what happened, though? He runs into O'Brien, who was setting that back screen, and he kind of bumped into O'Brien and caromed into Bennett, and that's why he doesn't think he should have been tagged with a person. How you like Hoopville Warriors uniforms? You know what they remind me of? Marquette.
Yeah, a little bit.
The old Al McGuire Marquette from the 70s. National Championship Marquette.
How fun was he when he used to call the NCAAs?
He was one of the best analysts I've seen. That guy broke the game down, kind of like Hubie Brown does for the NBA on ESPN and ABC.
Anthony Spencer a miss for Hoopville Warriors, but comes back with a block shot on Darryl Brown.
Ex-coaches know a thing or two, right? We got Seth Greenberg here with us. Now, you and me, we're just nobodies. When we go out with Seth Greenberg, people want to take pictures with him and put his picture up on the wall, right?
Yeah, across the way, across the street at the Hoops Cafe.
Exactly, from the hotel. Seth's a good guy.
He's up on the wall now, Coach is. Brown on the baseline and ends up fouled. Talking to Hoopville Warrior GM Rick Booker, they felt good about the opportunity to put together a team and get back into this thing. He was a guy who played in the Chicago, that city limits, when Kevin Garnett was in high school. Ty Streets, who was a big-time wideout at Michigan.
Yep.
Ended up playing in the NFL, but was a basketball star as well.
Britt played at Colorado State for Stu Morrow.
Harris with the lean-in. Cleaned up.
Britt said that Stu Morrow was one of the best offensive minds for basketball that he's seen. He said, in fact, the Golden State Warriors run a lot of the stuff that Stu Morrow kind of invented.
Now, that feels like there's a lid on the rim this second quarter. Two teams that combined 2 for 16 after that last miss.
And it was such a crisp first quarter for both teams, right? A lot of high percentage shots, not really breakdowns in defense, but really good offense. But now you're starting to see both teams kind of trend back to the mean.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it just a regression to the mean, or are they turning up the defensive intensity?
Yeah, I think it's a little of both, because again, as you look at both these teams, you can tell they all understand how to play at a high level. Everybody's organized in position, spending a ton of energy at both ends, not wanting to give any kind of advantage. You know, all the little things, the help side defense, the foot angles when you're guarding the guy out front, playing against a ball screen, all those things. You can just tell that both teams know how to play basketball.
Just saw former Bradley Brave Daniel Ruffin coaching his team, local coach at Peoria High.
Buckets.
But they're down thanks to Royce Perrick. Drills the three. 36 years old. Maybe a lot of his best pro days behind him, but not his TBT days.
Yeah, he's still got a little left for TBT. Can he get his team to Dayton next weekend is the question. It's going to be a tough road for the two teams that get there. I tell you that. You're going to have to play some good basketball.
Good drop off, yep, from Somerville to Dima Odiakosa, who played at Illinois State.
Turnover. Run it out.
Somerville, the outlet. Odiakosa, kick out, Bennett, couldn't complete it. But Warren, shot clock resets to 20 for Always a Brave, the Bradley alumni. And nice scoop to the cup, it's Bennett, the guy they called Mr. 40+ in the Chicago Pro-Am, hanging 40 a night on a lot of NBA players.
Well, he's got an array of shots. That one, nifty with the left hand. Oh, there.
And this time it's Bennett with the hand in the cookie jar. Now Mr. 40+ comes to TBT, Tim Scarborough.
Tony Bennett getting it done. He did it my way.
Down here, they shooting threes. Duck in hard, put the outside hand, feed it. Let's get us a bucket right here. Right? And then now on this end, we gotta keep it up, but we gotta stay smart. All right? Yeah. Yeah, hey, right there, that's the free throws they supposed to shoot, not the layup. Yeah. You slap all arm, make it, you can't score it though. Right? That's a free throw right there. You gotta rebound, yo. You gotta shooting threes. And here, you here, Tone there. We trying to put them to sleep like they doing us down here. You got it out? You got it out? And here, And here, you here, Tone there. We trying to put them to sleep like they doing us down here, but they shooting threes. Duck in hard, put the outside hand, feed it. Let's get us a bucket right here. Right? And then now on this end, we gotta keep it up, but we gotta stay smart. All right? Yeah. Yeah, hey, right there, that's the free throws they supposed to shoot, not the layup. Yeah. You slap home.
It's in the huddle presented by Puma Basketball. Britt Booker, who we talked about, playing a couple of years at Colorado State, under what ended up later being longtime Utah State head man Stu Morrill. Extended success. Says they still run a lot of his sets. Stu Morrill's, that is. Hoopville with the 2-point lead, make it 4 off the nice drive from Harris.
The usage of the shot fake for Ant Harris gets him right to the cup. Still had to take a tough shot in the paint, but he was able to convert. Played for the Mad Ants in 2015, 2016.
He's also a Whitney Young High School guy in Chicago. Jaleel Okafor, Quentin Richardson, DePaul and Duke. DePaul for Richardson, Okafor for Duke, obviously. And both a couple of pros in the 3-letter league.
We got a few of those lying around TBT, don't we?
And we were hoping to see one in our last game in Isaiah Cannon. As Perrin misses long. And the rebound tracked down by the Bradley alumni and Odiakosa, who's one of the few who didn't attend Bradley. Warren in and out on the 3-point attempt.
Warren now 0 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, this has been an ugly second quarter from the field. Harris changing that, now has the last 5 for Hoopville. And their largest lead. Up by 7, timeout for Daniel Ruffin, and always a Brave. Hoopville Warriors, late addition to the field, not playing like it. Seven-point lead for the Hoopville Warriors. Here in round number 1 of the basketball tournament, 10 seed leads 7 seed. Matt Martucci, Tim Scarborough. Now this year's tournament includes new teams, new players, and new logos. As we take a closer look at some of those new logos here from Vistaprint, the official design partner of TBT. Favorite one on that list? I like Zip 'em Up, Scarborough.
Oh, absolutely, and they've done a really great job.
The Xavier guys.
Yep, and I tell you what, when you think about Red Scare, Xavier, and also Carmen's crew, the Ohio State alum, that Columbus area is going to be treated through some really good Ohio-based basketball. And you got to figure 1 or 2 of those guys are going to be in Dayton as well the following weekend.
99 Designs, after that Max Bielfeldt 3 by Vistaprint, designed many of the team logos for this year's event. See what they could do for you. So after what was 7 unanswered for Hoopville, Bielfeldt able to cut that down. What a story he was, finishing up in Indiana after most of his career at Michigan. Ended up the Big Ten's most improved player. Pretty good one here in Anthony Harris when he played college. Shot clock down to 3. High arcer and cleaned up by Nate Cannell. Here come the Bradley alumni.
Harassed, though, that possession by Brown Jr., number 11.
Cannell way out and grabbed out of the air by Anthony Spencer. Hoopville very comfortable. Former UMass signee Isaac Freeman, who never played in Amherst, back into the game. The long 7-footer for Hoopville. Darryl Brown with a good look. Andrew Warren cleaning the offensive glass. Kick back out. Brown, second chance. Can't convert that one either. And crashing in and an over the back foul on Odiokosa.
And they let you crash in there, though, just like they do in the NBA. They don't call a lot of over the back and things like that. They let you crash for those boards, but that was a little too overzealous there. Brown with 2 cracks at it from the same spot. Couldn't convert, and Denver Odiokosa, who was known for offensive rebounding, crashing into everyone and getting tagged with it personally.
We talked a little bit about Daniel Ruffin, successful player at Bradley, but succeeded his dad locally as the head coach at Peoria High. They're actually the first father-son combo to play at Bradley. Ended up getting the job back in April, and initially was listed as a player-coach. But chose,
he won't be playing today.
Chose to eliminate the player portion of that.
Based on that attire, I'm going to say he's not getting in the game.
In his nice Puma TBT polo, Brown with a little bit of an armbar to the basket.
He definitely cleared out, clearing the path to the bucket. And Brown finishes the rest. Logistics.
5 unanswered out of the timeout for Always a Brave.
Tough shot.
Neal, nice move, but couldn't get it to stick on the jump hook.
Great job of faking the outlet right there. Made everybody jump.
Shot clock off, winding down the first half in a back and forth affair where the pace has just picked up again. Brown, 6 seconds, and fouled by Neal, who had 1 take foul for Hoopville.
Before the shot, not in the bonus just yet. Pretty good foul, so now you just have to play defense for 4.3 seconds. Easier said than done when it's an out of bounds underneath. Teams run good sets. They get you mixed up in terms of the exchanges and the screens. You get a double pin down there.
Look at Cannell, but he's on the sideline. Now that would have been an Always a Brave lead going into the break. Instead, they'll likely have to settle for a deficit.
They ran that double screen, got it to him in the corner again. And boy, that is a good screen. He is wide open, a lot of congestion and traffic.
And down it goes for Hoopville.
A heave at the buzzer. He's going to count too. I think they're going to look at it though.
Gavin Schumann. We were so concerned about the Cannell 3.
Yeah.
And Schumann makes it a 2-possession game.
We're going to look at what the officials are seeing. Gavin Schumann pushing, launching from half court. Look at the clock. 0.4, 0.3, 2. Yeah, he definitely got that off. That's in the air with 0.4 seconds on that clock. Certainly before the red light goes on as well. And that was an easy one for the officials to adjudicate. And in a game like this, where every basket counts, this has been a seesaw battle, neither team can pull away. That shot is the kind of shot that could be the difference in the ball game.
Always a Brave finished with 5 of the last 8. But Schumann with the big 3 to finish out the first half. We'll have highlights and plenty more. 10 seed Hoopville trying to move on, the late addition to the field. What a pace so far. This is fun. Well, as it stands, we're down to what's 27 teams left in the basketball tournament 2021 edition. One more will get eliminated here. One of these two teams, that's one more today. Hoopville Warriors with the 5-point lead on the Bradley alumni, always a Brave. While we're out here in Illinois, Columbus going on as well. This is our second weekend at TBT. The Money Team, sponsored by Floyd Mayweather, getting a win over the region in round one. Team Hines advancing yesterday as well over Brown and White, the St. Bonaventure alumni. Carmen's crew with a fun affair against Mid-American Unity. Lots of Mid-American alumni guys against the Ohio State alumni. And Volunteers, the Tennessee alumni, losing to the Purdue alumni, Men of Mackey. And Category 5, who have Muggsy Bogues' son, right, Shannon? Against Red Scare. Both of them picking up wins today. And Red Scare, the Dayton alumni, with a Sunday 2 o'clock Eastern matchup on ESPN. Blue Collar U and Nerd Team going on right now, headed toward the Elam Ending for the Ivy League alumni against the Buffalo alumni.
Cat 5 is a Miami alum as well. So a lot of alumni teams, 28 in fact of the 64 teams are alumni teams.
And that's great. It just adds an extra flavor. There's an extra bit of emotion.
It does.
When you talk alumni teams. There's just there's a real bond, real togetherness. Not that a lot of these other teams don't, but there's something to be said. You played college basketball at Liberty. You know what the bond between teammates is like when you play at that level.
And it means something to the fan base, more importantly, to get to see some of their best players that they thought they'd never see in their school colors again. And here they are playing meaningful basketball with those colors, representing them.
And here they are is a perfect segue. Blue Collar U and the Nerd Team headed to the Elam Ending out in Columbus. Let's head out there to that Columbus region and join the Erics, Eric Dewick, Eric McCollum, and our sideline reporter, Jen Hale, out there.
The Nerd Team's been switching screens a lot.
Clark attacks. Jordan, hot hand, can't continue. Remember the bonus we talked about. On-floor fouls, free throw and the ball. Near steal. Right, may have shuffled the feet, he did.
And that was all created from Jordan's defense. He got out in the lane, he got a deflection, earning those hard hat points, and almost came up with the steal and had a big man trying to create and got a little bit out of control.
Dennis with 3 triples. In search of his first 2, has it.
Nice move. Right foot stop on the dime, elevate at the free throw area, pull up. Dennis has played a solid game today on both ends.
To Bartolomeo. No. Dennis. What a shot. No.
Hustle plays. CJ Massenberg not having his normal game today, but he's still out there hustling, diving for balls, getting offensive rebounds, trading extra possessions.
Workman won a national championship at Amherst. He's got a double-double, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Kendrick.
Deep 3.
Bullseye.
No hesitation. Big shot by Kendrick. A lot of confidence.
Now 1-point game out there, +7 versus +6 to get to the Elam. They'll eliminate another one out there, as will we here. As we're getting through round 1 here in Peoria. Hoopville Warriors up by 5. We'll have highlights and more still to come. We'll be down to 24 teams by the end of today. One of them gets eliminated here at Peoria. Hoopville Warriors hoping to be the one that moves on with the 5-point lead on the Bradley Alumni. Always a Brave. Courtside here with Tim Scarborough, Matt Martucci. If you're wearing a blue jersey right now, things are going pretty well, whether you're here or in Columbus on Blue Collar U.
Yeah, and you know, it's a difference between, it's a 6-point swing right before the end of that half. You think about the three that Cannell hit that was wiped. So you take 3 off the board, and then you add 3 to that half-court shot, and instead of having a 1-point lead, the Always a Brave team went down 5 going into the locker room. So that's a really big difference going into the locker room. Let's see if that momentum plays out here in the third quarter for the Hoopville Warriors.
And that 3 from Gavin Schumann. And they start with the basketball. Van, who had a pretty good first half, lost the basketball. AG tie up and was trying to spend a timeout. And trying to tell our crew that that's what he was looking for.
And so we have
Always a Brave with the basketball.
We have a combination of FIBA rules, NBA rules, and NCAA rules. There, it's the NCAA alternating possession. So I wonder if we'll start going to the NBA jump ball rule, where you have an actual jump ball every time there's a tie-up, as you see the rules. 4 9-minute quarters, but really it's 32 minutes because we cut the clock off at the end under 4-minute mark to get to the Elam Ending scenario. And
nice
you get 6
catch
fouls.
in rhythm.
And you get 6 fouls instead of 5. So that foul trouble usually isn't a factor in TBT basketball.
Tony Bennett cutting this down to a 2-point game. Nice backdoor bounce. Schumann cut into the goal. And Tony Bennett hit with the personal.
This is a great backdoor cut. And Bennett chopping. And really, that's poor defense 2 ways. You take your head, and it's easy to do. You lose your sight of your guy for a second, they cut back door. Princeton has destroyed people with that, as well as University of Michigan and some other teams.
Schumann now the last 6 points for Hoopville Warriors, carrying over from the first half. They're up by 5 again, where they were at the break. Another rise up, this time Harris. And the deep rebound, Brown wants to go, 3-on-2 if they hurry.
Nice move.
Bennett attacking. Van might have gotten a piece.
But a great job, because you know guys are going to run at you now because nobody wants to give up that transition 3. So a simple shot fake can get you to the rim most times.
Schumann got hit on the arm. I'm not sure that that's why that was short. And out of bounds, over to Always a Brave.
In Schumann's mind, though, he got 5. Because you don't want to live with shooting.
You were a
airball.
jump shooter. I know. You're just relating that perspective.
Absolutely.
And nice slice to the cup there for Darryl Brown Jr.
They let him turn the corner, though. When you get a ball screen, that's not on Gavin Schumann. He did everything he could to get through that screen, but there was no help, no show, no nothing from the big.
AG, if there's such a thing as 2 open, that was it.
There is such a thing as 2 open, though. We've seen it. We saw it last game.
Just too much time to think about it. Somerville fairly open himself, but not a problem.
Somerville was just the right amount of open. A Goldilocks situation.
Last played in Japan a couple years ago on that Sweet 16 team for Bradley back in 06.
Great delivery.
Van with a response. For a guy who played in the MAC at Central Michigan, former all-conference selection, honorable mention.
Van is no stranger to TBT either. Played with the region along with Royce Parent.
And that's a big part of your roster. You need guys that have played in this. Marcellus Somerville is one of them.
Marcellus Somerville with a simple catch and shoot and a splash from downtown, gets a little lo-fi, and then he decides to put it on the deck and try to get it off the glass. Didn't go, but have a chance to earn a couple of 2 more free points.
Into retirement the last couple years for Marcellus Somerville, married father of 4. His winning share sent with Zell. That's a lot of sixes. $66,666.
He's pretty much doubling the three-point shooting winning, right?
That's like the movie The Omen in money.
Yeah, the 666s, you don't want that, right? You should add a penny of something or a dollar to
I mean,
that.
does that mean your bank account explodes when you make the deposit? I hope not. Schumann and AG, nice kick to the corner. And Harris holding up the follow through.
That is just good basketball right there. Locate that sniper in the corner.
Good eye for Anthony Harris, back up by 4. The 10-seed Hoopville Warriors.
Ant-Man starting to heat up, Anthony Harris.
Back to a bounce, Lukman Lundy up off the bench, good block by AG. Lundy got it back. Warren, second chance, in and out. And a foul on the rebound, it'll go on Lundy.
Warren has had some really good looks, and it looks good when it's leaving his hands, so he's had some hard luck. Now 0 for 4 from the field. Lundy right there, picking up the personal. A little bit aggressive off of the Gavin Schumann rebound. Hoopville Warriors, and remember, instead of being down 1, up 5 going into the third quarter, thanks to Gavin Schumann's long distance heave. That was something else from across half court. Nothing but net, and he got it off on time.
Well, that was right after Nate Cannell stepped on the sideline. They're always a Brave. And we get a foul here on Odiakosa.
He's got 3 now. And this is the obvious foul. You can't drape your hands across a guy's whole body right there. Easy call for the officials. But it's amazing some of the calls that get contested by the players.
Zip tie across the chest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a clothesline. And you want to get away with that, and those same guys that want to get away with that do not want you to get away with that at the other end.
You ever try to cut those zip ties?
One more time.
You deal with zip ties.
Right at the top here.
Where would I be dealing with zip ties?
I don't know.
You think I hunt? I fish? No, I don't do
I don't know.
those things.
I have no idea.
There's
All
no
right.
zip ties in the
Hey, guys, we good?
Scarborough house.
All right, we're good.
Nice job by our officiating crew. Schumann with the shovel and the kick out for Spencer.
Ooh, dangerous pass there.
Brown trying to separate for the Bradley alumni. Somerville, the good job creating his own shot in the corner, but missed. Harris right to the goal, and that's nothing. Out of bounds.
I thought Harris lost that ball.
Yes, so did I.
Nonetheless, they retain possession.
Jimmy Gavin back in, as is Max Bielfeldt. Brown sits down, as does Marcellus Somerville, pictured right there.
And that story you told about Jimmy Gavin overcoming adversity, man. These are just so many great stories in TBT. He's certainly one of them. Didn't even play in high school because of a medical condition.
And there's Cannell.
This time, Cannell makes sure both his feet are on the playing surface. That one counts.
How about almost 45% from 3 in college for that guy?
Remarkable.
As always a Brave, the Bradley alumni back to within a possession.
That's what you call a dead-eye shooter, right? To be able to shoot that consistently.
9 off the bench for him. All 3 have been threes. Bielfeldt with the hustle play. Down into the arms of Gavin. Filling the lanes. Lundy. Kick out. Cannell wants another. And can't get it. Bielfeldt cleaning the glass. Second chance. Odiakosa. Out to Cannell again.
This crowd is invested in the boys in white. They were ready to erupt.
Cannell, reversal, Gavin. And good closeout that time by Spencer. Shot clock down to 5, and Gavin found a better shot. tumbler to the floor, but it was worth it. Always a Brave to within one.
Oh, that's a foul there. What a possession, though. And you can feel the energy level starting to swell with this Always a Brave team executing at the other end.
Jimmy Gavin, who's battled Crohn's disease, kept him from playing high school basketball, has his team to within one here at TBT. Now Jimmy Gavin has his team to within one here in round one of the basketball tournament. Hoopville Warriors on top of Always a Brave by a point. Matt Martucci, Tim Scarborough. If you don't necessarily know somebody that has Crohn's disease, you might not know what exactly folks who have it go through. It ends up affecting the lining of the digestive tract, can sometimes cause pretty life-threatening complications. All kinds of abdominal pain. And it, you know, if you don't treat it properly, sometimes scarring can lead to cancer. It's another reason that Jimmy Gavin, just a remarkable story here at the tournament. The fact that he's on a floor playing basketball and playing it on a pro level.
Oh, he can't do that. He looked like he tried to pass the ball, which means he can't be the first person to pick it up.
Darryl Brown got the handoff for Cannell. And
right.
Always a Brave is back in front.
Matt, people who live with chronic pain, I mean, that's just psychologically, it's just so frustrating for them, whatever that pain is.
Well, and it hits home as Edmond Jr. knocks down the three. James Edmond Jr., who plays professionally over in the country of Georgia overseas. That gives Hoopville Warriors the lead back. But Bobby Parker, the Always a Brave GM, and the Bradley Sports Information Director, said it's a story that hits home for him personally because he also deals with it. McAlpin drawing a foul as we wind down the third quarter. A reminder, stay tuned for late in the fourth, our Elam Ending.
Elam Ending, you don't want to miss it, but a great job of driving the ball by, this really the whole day, by Chicago Hoopville Warriors, getting in the paint. When you get 2 feet in the paint, that defense collapses, and you have to stop that guy from scoring, which leads to opportunities on the perimeter usually.
Meanwhile, out in Columbus, Elam Ender for Blue Collar U, the Buffalo alumni, Wesley Clark, former stud guard under Nate Oates, sending Blue Collar U into round 2 and knocking the tournament field down to 26 teams.
That looked like that was a great battle. Again, all these games, these regions, I wish I could be in all 4 regions. This is just really good basketball.
Still one more game out there in Columbus. Zip them up against Ohio 1804. Here in Peoria, Jimmy Gavin off the bench and continues to provide a lift for Always a Brave. They're within 1 again. Rise up for Edmond Jr., who had a big 3 before. Second chance opportunity.
Cash.
And delivering. Guess who?
Parent.
I haven't called his name that much, Royce Parent.
But really, Schumann makes that happen, though. The guard goes in there and gets a big offensive rebound and an immediate kick out. Here comes Parent again.
On the secondary break. Using the screen, Aubrey McAlpin, score it, plus the foul.
The Hoopville Warriors kind of remind us of Team 901 in Memphis back in 2019, which is a late addition, and they gave that Memphis team all they wanted before bowing out. McAlpine gets hit across the line and still, across the arm I should say, still able to get himself to the line and draw the foul and knock the bucket down as well.
Aubrey McAlpin, not a ton of Division I experience. A little bit of time at Hampton, some at Robert Morris. Talked about his injury issues, but his three-point play has Hoopville Warriors back to their largest lead of the game. They're back to 7 again. 7 off the bench for McAlpin.
I think they got a Parent with a hold on the dive to the basket. Oh, actually, no.
It's James Edmond Jr.
And I thought Parent was the one holding, but Edmond Jr. was the one guarding by Biefeld.
Well, being able to quiet runs, a big characteristic for being able to move on at TBT. After that Darryl Brown layup, put Always a Brave in front. It's been 11-3. The Hoopville Warriors 6. and thought they maybe had a turnover. Instead, McAlpin commits the foul.
Boy, they were like sharks with blood in the water for a while there, though. Cannell didn't have anywhere to go with the basketball, didn't have anybody to pass it to. He was jammed up. Great trap here, but a little too much contact in the eyes of the officials. McAlpin didn't think he fouled him, though, and I kind of agree. I didn't really see a lot there. I saw a player trip under that pressure.
Feet got tangled up.
Now, I guess you got to call that, right, if they trip on him.
I mean, you can only let them play to a certain extent, right?
Yep, I agree.
Gavin separating, in and out. And the rebound for Max Van. For Marcus Van, excuse me.
This one they wish they had. That's a great look from Gavin. In and out, too.
I just took Max Bielfeldt from Always a Brave and Marcus Van and made them one person.
That's a pretty good play.
They're playing against one another. And from the corner, there's Parent again.
Parent with a little victory trot after he knocks that 3 down. And look, Toots, we got a 10-point game all of a sudden. This Hoopville Warriors team is for real. This building is almost silent right now.
9-0 run, and likely going to be down double digits as Cannell draws the contact, which is only the 3rd team foul for Hoopville Warriors, so they have one more to give. We shoot free throws on the 15th foul of each quarter here at the basketball tournament.
And that's about to reset 5.8. We begin the 4th quarter soon.
Somerville Clock might have been a little late getting started. No good. Schumann, that won't count.
Do it again.
That would have been impressive.
Lightning can strike twice sometimes. So.
Now, big third quarter. The largest lead was 7, but it's now 10, in large part thanks to this man, the all-time leading scorer at Chicago State in the D1 era, Royce Perrin.
Sell us something. One of them doesn't do it, put D back in. Got to trick them though. Y'all understand? We got to trick them, so you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. Get in, get out. If it's too much right, and he ain't lost the ball, then get back in. If you stay on them, even if you don't foul them, they got to call it. You understand? You understand? Come on, baby. Hey, and...
Hey, control the tempo. We up 10. No rush. Run our offense, bro. We get played. Every time
Warriors on 3. Warriors on 3. 1, 2, 3. Warriors.
The basketball tournament is presented by Puma Basketball. The basketball tournament is presented by Puma Basketball. Our turning point brought to you by E&J Brandy and the National Urban League. Let's take a look.
Hoopville Warriors with a 10-point lead, and the reason they have it is because they ran some efficient offense. James Edmonds Jr. knocks that down, and then Royce Perrin knocks that one down from downtown, and then coming off of the ball screen, just a little nip on the jump shot, enough to get a whistle, but he knocks it down. Aubrey McAlpin, and he completed the three-point play. Just efficient basketball being played right now by the Hoopville Warriors. In the driver's seat, but it's not over yet.
E&J proud to partner with the National Urban League to empower communities. And of course, the official spirit of TBT, E&J Brandy.
Got the turnover, so you get the stop, now you got to get the score.
That ends up caroming to Tony Bennett. Fieldfeld in rhythm. And the rebound for Brown Jr. out of bounds. Contact there, but no call.
Yeah, and this probably shouldn't have been a call because both guys are going for the ball. But that was a nasty collision on the ground by both players. This carom goes a little long. Brown thinks he can get the rebound. Schumann tries to run it down. And to me, that is a good no call. Just two guys fighting for a ball that both of them have a right to.
Well, down to 2 games left in the day. This one, and then of course zip them up TBT. And Ohio 1804. out there in Columbus. So the Xavier alumni against the Ohio U alumni. Schumann going length of the floor. Somerville got a piece, but cleaning the glass, Edmond Jr.
Edmond Jr., Parent, and McAlpin. They've all done a great job here. Don't forget Schumann. They've done a great job here carrying the load offensively.
New largest lead, but it doesn't last. Tony Bennett, a walking bucket. As we've said about a lot of players in this tournament.
Yeah, there's a few walking buckets around for sure. He's one of the older ones though, right?
9 now for Bennett. Schumann might have forced that, got caught up under the basket. Bennett and Bielfeldt. Brown's open if they want it.
Skip.
Cannell, more open. They can't convert. Bielfeldt offensive glass out of bounds. And off of McAlpin.
I thought Cannell had that one. Cannell had that one from downtown on the skip. Pretty good look. I couldn't cash that one in. Those are the kind of shots you're looking for if you're always a Brave. Couple of threes, you're right back in this one. And again, this is the window. 7 minutes and 30 seconds away from turning off that clock and going into the Elam Ending scenario.
Nice catch in traffic for Van. That was almost a disaster and able to rescue it.
Yep, and good, smart players reset themselves when the ball is helter-skelter like that. Just catch it, hold it, take a deep breath, get everybody reset.
Edmond Jr. shouldering in and out. Bielfeldt. Brown taking up lots of real estate under the basket. The reversal, Bielfeldt contact.
For the shot.
And a foul on Marcus Van. You have to feel there's a run coming for this always a Brave team, right?
I know the people in red sitting across from us and behind us are waiting for it because every shot, especially ones from downtown, you can just feel them kind of swelling, waiting to explode. But so far, the Hoopville Warriors have kept them in their seats.
Little 2-game for Somerville, can't convert off the pass from Cannell.
Now they want to slow it down a little, but teams make the mistake of trying to take the air out of the ball too soon. Stay aggressive, try to score.
Tough turnaround for Parent.
He has been terrific today.
Into double figures, Royce Perrin. Brown Jr. with the miss. Harris and Perrin, the two guards for Hoopville Warriors, getting it done today along with the big AG.
Fans getting a little restless here now as we approach nice behind the back.
And one more to McAlpin, who will head to the free throw line, thanks to Marcus Van.
As this lead starts to swell, if you're going to trail in a game with the Elam Ending scenario, you don't want to be down late. If you're going to be down early. You want to get that lead cut down. That's a great delivery at the bucket. But nonetheless, a foul charged as AG with the back pass.
AG should get a hockey assist there, right?
Yeah, but nobody scored, so, but yes.
Yeah, if the free throws go down, I feel like they should still count.
That's the most important part. Anybody can just pass. You need to go.
A 12-point game. Now fans younger and older hoping for a Bradley alumni run. Always a Brave, the 7th seed, in danger of being knocked out here in the round 1 of the basketball tournament, the Illinois region. The Hoopville Warriors, a group of friends that go all the way back for some of them to 6 years old, with a 12-point lead.
Yeah, they, again, still in the driver's seat, chance to add to that lead. But most importantly, they have made it tough on Always a Brave at their at Always a Brave's offensive end. There's not been a lot of clean looks. And when they have had clean looks, the late contest has been enough for Always a Brave to miss the shot.
First free throw down for McAlpin. If you look over at Britt Booker, the head coach of the Hoopville Warriors, you wouldn't know his team is up 13. I will say that, you know, GM's head coaches, the expression doesn't typically change, no matter what's happening, right?
That's true. You know, that reminds me of Jay Wright when he won his first national championship. He didn't even react. Remember, he just went bottom on that last second shot by Chris Jenkins.
We were talking about Jim Valvano last night. The late Jim Valvano looking for somebody to hug.
Yeah.
At the end of theirs.
That 1983 national championship, original Charles, a tip dunk at the buzzer.
Yep.
To upset the Houston Cougars.
And Derek Wittenberg, I should say, Sidney Lowe was also on that team.
Yeah, Witt was the one that shot the 47-footer.
Yes, he did.
Air ball.
Luke Monlundy to the free throw line. Bit of a cult hero here at Peoria. His winning share sent with Zell. Again, all those sixes. $66,666 for the former hero of the 2020 Valley title game that would have gotten them to the tournament.
He actually wins.
If not for the pandemic.
He's going to need some holy water or something, right? To go along with those sixes. He won't care, though. That's a lot of money to count.
Yeah, that's a blessed share, right?
That's a blessed share for sure. Long way to go, though.
Nice find under the basket. AG from Van, score at +1.
These are what you call proverbial nails in the coffin. As Always a Brave teetering on destruction here now. As this lead continues to swell at the worst part of the game. Great backdoor cut. They lose AG, and he is found, and he finishes in traffic.
Wow, this floor is proving to be problematic if you're from Illinois. House of Pain earlier, knocked out by the 15 seed Jackson Underdogs.
If you're from Illinois and you're a higher seed, I guess.
Yep.
Hoopville Warriors Illinois as well.
Yeah, they're
Chicago counts, right?
They're okay. A couple hours away.
Yeah.
The 7-footer and former NBA player Patrick O'Brien back in to try and stop some of this bleeding. And throws it away.
No, that was tipped.
That was tipped.
The officials, he didn't have a good angle. But they're going to talk that one through. There's no way that ball wasn't tipped. O'Brien is older, but he can still throw a 10-foot pass out to his teammate without it sailing over his head like that. And it definitely was tipped. It changed direction. That's how you can tell.
Well, if you're Always a Brave, you need the most impressive 64-second run in the history of 64-second runs. And it starts with O'Brien.
They need to do more of that. Back to the basket, throw it on the block. They have a decided advantage there with O'Brien, I think.
He scored early on.
Yep.
That's the first time he scored since. He's played 12 minutes.
He really had a shot.
Yep. Van, O'Brien got a piece. Have to capitalize inside of 5 minutes.
Definitely need to cash it in here.
Somerville.
A lot of steps.
O'Brien, wide open. 5 straight. And here they come. Now we said it needed to be impressive. How's 5 points in 34 seconds?
That's a nice little stretch, but it's got to be more impressive than that now. And if you're Hoopville Warriors, you can even take a 30-second shot clock violation just to get into the Elam Ending scenario. I'll take an 11-point lead in Elam all day, all night.
Perrin wants blood, not the best decision.
Shot too soon, I agree. Now
There's Always a Brave want one more. Cannell does, and has it.
And there you go. You have opened the door, and now you just want to stop this clock. But I'm going to advance the ball, then stop it, but they decide to call it. But that's 3 points they probably should not have had they not taken the early shot. And again, Elam Ending scenario, strategy is very important. I know they have a nice cushion, but sometimes these things come back to haunt you.
Set that target score. up at 74. But it's a much better situation than it was just over a minute ago. O'Brien with one. And Cannell says, no timeout. Let's get greedy. 8-point game headed to the Elam. Now Patrick O'Brien, and always a Brave, an 8-0 run to make this an 8-point game headed to the Elam Ending. Target score set at 74. Time to take a look at our hustle play brought to you by E&J Branding.
Well, the one-time lottery pick has made it interesting, to say the least. A nice block, and then a stroke from downtown. He had another shot where he got a 2 in that stretch. An 8-0 run, but great hustle by O'Brien at both ends.
And be sure to visit E&J's website. Watch the Hustle series featuring TBT teams and players. Plus 16 for Always a Brave, plus 8 for Hoopville Warriors to get there.
I thought that should have been a kick ball.
And it will stay with Harris and Hoopville.
See if we can see it. Yeah, he threw it off of his foot, which is a difference. If the defender had made it,
wasn't intentional.
A kicking motion, they would have called it.
Agee with the turnaround, got it himself, but tracked down in the corner by Lundy.
Well, O'Brien is the one that kept that ball alive for Lundy. Execution so important here in the Elam Ending.
O'Brien. Cannell wanted to drop it off, got it deflected.
Couldn't afford that.
2-on-2. Acceleration. Harris score it, plus the foul.
Oh my goodness. And Ant-Man to the rescue here from Hoopville. Starts with the turnover and then the run out, and Ant-Man fills the wings. And Harris all the way to the cup, absorbing the contact. Second look, not a good foul by Somerville, but the right call. He ran through his lane where he was going to land. And as a result, Harris with the chance to get them just 5 points away from advancing.
And Harris completes the three-point play. Son of Billy the Kid. The guy who Slam Magazine called the best playground basketball player ever. That was Ant Harris's dad in Chicago. Passed away, what was 11 years ago. Bennett to the goal. And free throw line trip coming for Tony Bennett.
Harris has been fun to watch today. He and Perrin, number 2 for Hoopville. Nice backcourt. And you know, when we talked to Britt Booker, those are the 2 guys that he said needed to really play well for them. And they have. Again, Perrin played with the region for TBT. He's got some TBT experience. And Harris played with the Fort Wayne Ants and Mad Ants and the Fort Wayne, what is Fort Wayne?
The Champs.
Yeah, we had them last week, West Virginia.
Teams change names in TBT. Yes, they do.
That's a headhunter, yep.
At McAlpin, moving screen.
And Bennett popped right up. He took a shot.
So after the 1 of 2 for Bennett, this is what happens.
You set a screen, sometimes you set a screen on your handoff, not really a ball screen. You just want to get it away of the defender chasing the guy you handed it to. That was an obvious call there.
Second turnover for McAlpin, 9th of the game for Chicago Hoopville. But they're 5 away. +5 versus +15. Somerville trying to make it +12. In and out. O'Brien.
Good defense.
And got it stripped. Who else? Harris tracking it down in the corner. And wants it. And got it. Down to 2. Looking like a playground basketball player himself.
Yeah.
6 straight for Anthony Harris.
He was not to be denied because that was a tough shot. Really good defense, I thought. Made him take a tough one.
Brown comes back with an answer, but it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't, right? All you need is 2 points if you're the Hoopville Warriors. The next foul, next common foul, they're in the bonus, so they would get a 1 free throw and a possession if it's not a shooting foul. So they're in great shape right now to advance.
How about this potential matchup? Hoopville and the Jackson Underdogs.
Oh my goodness. Talk about a battle of wills. And that's really what the Jackson Underdogs give you. They just will their way to victory, right? They play harder than you. No matter how hard you play, they just turn it up a notch. When they get tired, they come out of the game and they bring a fresh set of guys going at you. Very efficient because they play together all the time, all year round. Again, they're not professionals, most of them, but because they play together, that cohesiveness kind of supersedes some of the talent disparity.
And no more Jalen Barford for them.
Yep.
Let's listen in here. Hoopville Warriors.
1, 2, 3,
Britt Booker, the former Colorado State guard, and owner of what's 5 wins in this thing over the years. This is their 6th year. Yep, 6th year at TBT. So they've averaged a win. It would be every year if they could get this one today.
I'll tell you what, these teams keep coming back year after year with better players, better coaching because they learn, and we have a great product, plain and simple. All 4 regions, this has been exceptional basketball.
Bradley had 1 take foul, the always a brave Bradley alumni. So that's it after this. Maybe Daniel Ruffin should have played.
Player coach, elected to just be a coach. But
also didn't have the services of Dante Thomas, who was a 3-year starter at Bradley.
Yep.
Ended up tweaking something. A little banged up the last couple days, so could have used those 2. And Walt Lemon on team 23, who they miss. Somerville got the turnover. Kick out for Bennett and Long. But Somerville attacks, bucket, and 1.
we keep saying it's kind of inconsequential. or it doesn't matter because they're only 2 points away.
It's not to them.
But if you keep opening the door, eventually these buckets will start to matter and it will become consequential. But Somerville right there, a nice stick back off of a tip basketball that he found, puts it in, and he gets a foul. But again, if you're Hoopville, you're 2 points away from that target, and really, that is what's going to get you to the next round.
+2 versus +11. Somerville couldn't get it, but that's a foul on Odiakosa, and boy, is that the ultimate hand in the cookie jar.
Indeed.
That's not a cookie jar. That's you just pinched your fingers in a mousetrap.
You thought it was a cookie jar. You got flim-flam, bamboozled,
Hoodwinked.
run amok, led astray.
We'll stop there. And the free throw for AG. One away, the Hoopville Warriors, from moving on to round 2.
And it's costly to foul in the Elam Ending once you get the bonus, because just giving up one free point and you still have to play defense. It is, man, it's just really tough to overcome.
Now you want to take bets on Harris to take the final shot?
I think he wants it.
Nice hedge by Somerville, but has to recover. AG's open. Right to the goal, the drop off, wanted Van, but turned it over. +11 for Always a Brave, the Bradley alumni. Brown trying to make it +9. Instead, AG and his teammates +1 away. Harris, acceleration, lost it again. Somerville, run out. Heron on the challenge. Somerville at the rim.
The door is still open.
Yes, it is.
It's an 8-point game. They're only 9 points away. That's 3 possessions if you hit threes, right?
3 possessions, 3 threes, 3 stops, right?
3 stops, 3 threes, yep.
Heron leaning, in and out. Here comes Always a Brave. They're still alive.
That's 1 stop. Now go get your 3.
They were down 8 when this started. It's 8 again. Somerville attacking. Oh, right at the goal.
Left it short, man.
Got stuffed by the rim.
He wanted a foul, but I think he just got himself off balance. Look at this.
Harris almost banked it in. And Brown got fouled. He's going to the line to make this a 7-point game. You get a free throw here.
And he has a chance to make them 2 more points closer to that 74-point target that we see on the top right of our screen. This is a long launch, so far down, but it doesn't go for Harris. And then they commit the bonus foul. So now you're going to give up a free point potentially to Always a Brave. And he missed it. But that would have helped their cause for sure. Would have made them 8 points away, which is where the Hoopville Warriors started this scenario, right?
And a timeout
They do retain
for Britt Booker's guys. Yep. I mean, you get a 3, you're still talking about a 2-possession game.
Amazing.
I mean, that doesn't matter quite as much, but for psyche purposes, I think it does now.
Matter, yeah.
It does in this situation.
I agree.
It's not as much when you're talking about double digits or, 5, 6, 7 possessions.
They start creeping closer to you, and you stalled out, and now you're still 2 points away. Those 2 points become the hardest.
Good for it. Hey, we fine. Keep chipping away, fellas. Keep chipping away. We got a guard without fouling. Yeah. We have no time to complain at the refs right now. We can't complain at the refs right now. It ain't gonna do us no good. Let's just get back. Protect the goal. Finish.
Now, Daniel Rufford saying, don't worry about the guys wearing the shirts that say ref.
Right. As a player, I never worried about the guys who are officiating. I worry about controlling what I can control.
Darryl Brown, Tony Bennett, along with Odiakosa, Cannell, and Marcellus Somerville. Somerville and a blocking foul. Oh, wow.
So do you disagree or agree with that?
I don't know, Tim Scarborough. Look at this forearm here.
So he puts it on the deck. Yeah, you know, I understand what you saw, but the chicken wing doesn't use it to make space. He was trying to, it was a basketball.
Well, and now that I see it again, AG leans in first.
Correct.
Somerville a free throw again.
Again, because he wasn't active shooting, it's almost a worse free throw, and they missed. That's the second one. That's 2 points that they've left on the table. But I tell you, fouling a non-shooter is almost worse than fouling a shooter, isn't it? Giving up a free throw, and then you have to play defense again.
Somerville trying to get it back, can't do it.
4-point play potentially.
And Hoopville can put this away with just a bucket.
And right there,
Anything.
a very smart play that Tawan AG tried to leak out. Now they pump it up again. 3 points.
Out in front. 7 away for Always a Brave.
Close this door, Hoopville Warriors, before it never closes.
From flatlining to a rising pulse here at Peoria.
Yeah, this is a lot of pressure now on Hoopville Warriors as Always a Brave has crept back into, another steal, maybe.
Bennett got it, but it's on the floor.
Oh my goodness.
Somerville. Bennett. Odiacosta couldn't handle it. They turned it over. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Now can Parent calm it down for Hoopville and send this home.
Still 2 points away.
Pick and roll. AG for the win. It's short. And out of bounds. Last touch by Cadell.
He was passing that to Marcus Van. But it's a panic pass though. There's almost too much urgency coming from the Hoopville Warriors. They are playing tight right now.
And another timeout.
There's a lot of people in this building that believe the guys in white are going to win.
Wow. Marcellus Somerville, in Japan, a 71% free throw shooter, was almost 77 in college. He missed. Darryl Brown was a 78% foul shooter at Bradley. Into the Hoopville huddle.
Turn off when they bump us. They ain't finna give us that. Let them call. We gonna keep turning that ball. Let them call.
Hey, Andy, we turn over. Let's get back on defense. Finish on three. Finish on three. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
So if I'm Hoopville, I'm Britt Booker, the coach. I'm going to draw a lob to the basket to get this thing over with. Out of bounds underneath, 13 seconds.
And I guess you're not worried about a carom because it's still, you're only 1 point away.
Cares, right? But at some point, you got to start carrying because every time you don't score, Always a Brave has been scoring.
And they just fouled AG. Well, you have to be conscious of that because he's going to the line now.
Yep, and that's why as the team leading, you want to stay aggressive and attack because getting to the free throw line doesn't give the other team the ball back. Make or miss, you get possession still if you get fouled not in the act of shooting.
AG to the line, and can't convert.
Who wants to win? I'm not sure anymore. Because Always a Brave has missed a couple of free ones that they could ill afford to miss here in the Elam Ending scenario. But yet, they're still within striking distance. That right there was a chance to get it to 1 point.
This will get the TBT field to 25 teams still alive for $1 million. All of it culminating in championship week in Dayton, the first few days in August at the UD Arena, or as they call it, the Decibel Dungeon.
Great place, can't wait to see it.
They love their basketball. They would watch you and I play horse for an hour.
I think that'd be pretty entertaining, though.
For you, well, maybe for you. AG.
Not for America.
Wants Somerville on the step back. Airballed it. And what do we have?
A hold?
A hold. On O'Brien, I believe.
So now another, what amounts to a technical free throw. See if this is worthy of a foul. I'm not sure. They call it all Bryant.
Marcus Van stepping to the line.
I feel like Cannell may have grabbed him.
And can't hit it himself.
Man,
we're still here.
There's a lid on the basket, and it's a psychological one. Because obviously that basket is wide open for Hoopville Warriors. All you needed to put it through there one time, and we can all leave, but always a Brave chipping away.
AG wants this at the rim. Oh, can't get it to go. Still alive. Van threw it away. It's over to Always a Brave. There was nobody there.
Schuman's not in the game.
He's not in the game.
Oh my gosh. Schumann is not in the game. He should have just caught his shot at maybe where you wouldn't have noticed.
7 turnovers since the Elam Ending started for Hoopville Warriors.
That is a major meltdown. And yet they are still in position to advance.
Here comes the crowd again. 7 away for Always a Brave. 1 away for Hoopville. And Bryant's moving again.
Oh, Bryant. And it's the right call, too. He absolutely trucked Royce Parent.
No, but that's, and the Hoopville Warriors are wondering why they don't get a free throw. It's a player control foul.
Yes. This right here, Bryant trying to dive, and before he could do it, he felt a little fly on him. That's what it feels like to him at 7 feet tall when a 6-footer or under 6-footer is on you. And he tossed that fly aside, but he got tagged with a personal foul.
Once again, this time it's Perry. Can't get it to stick. Somerville still 7 away. The crack continues to widen here. Somerville trying to open it. It's down to 4.
Oh my gosh!
Bedlam all of a sudden here in Peoria. 1 away for Hoopville Warriors. 4 away for Always a Brave. Harris for the win. That's too high.
Not close.
Always a Brave can get itself to within 1 of the Elam with a 3. Brown.
Don't want to foul.
O'Brien. Somerville to the corner. Bennett. Kicked back out off the tap.
Great job.
They live again. Shot clock at 20.
Everybody's on their feet now.
Brown for the tie. We've got it. We've got it in Peoria. Here in Central Illinois. Are we having fun yet?
This is amazing.
Perrin. And Somerville fouled him.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
If he wins on this free throw, what an anticlimax. This comeback was aided and abetted, let's not get it twisted, by Hoopville Warriors' poor play at the offensive end. But give Always a Brave credit, and this bumping foul may seal it.
Can't hit it from the guy who once hit 19 free throws in a game against Missouri, Kansas City.
Do you think it's not pressure, folks? I know people are looking at home saying, why can't they hit a free throw? The magnitude of the situation sometimes dictate the outcome.
AG, 1-on-1 with Somerville. And threw it away. Always a Brave can win. Bennett off his heel.
I'm not sure why. Maybe Bennett wanted to go before he caught it, but that was a great pass from Brown. Wow. All those inconsequential scores and layups we talked about are now very consequential, thanks to the poor play at the offensive end by a team that had been rolling, Hoopville Warriors. Wow, this is unbelievable.
Royce Perrin was an almost 79% career free throw shooter in college. 19 free throws in a game at Chicago State.
Wow.
Against Missouri, Kansas City.
Hey, we got an opportunity. We in the game, fellas. A stop in a bucket is what we preach. A stop in a bucket. Be aggressive on you, but don't just win it to the man. A stop in a bucket. Let's go.
Score, stop mentality, or in this case, stop, score mentality. Next basket wins.
And that's the thing about the Elam Ending. When they take the score off the top right corner and put next basket wins. This is playground basketball. We're tied. We need to stop. You need to stop. Who's going to take that big shot and make that big shot?
The last 8 Hoopville Warrior possessions, all scoreless. 0 for 8 from the field, 7 turnovers, 0 for 4 from the foul line. Is this one the one?
So the statistics play out with exactly what I said. Poor offensive execution at that end. And the door is open, but there's still a chance for Hoopville.
Moving in. Spencer got it blocked. Brown. Bennett for the win. No. Somerville got it blocked. And down into the arms of Spencer.
I wonder why they rushed that possession. Attack and get fouled and win the game.
Once again, another look. It's long off the right side. Somerville with another rebound.
Take your time, run a set, get fouled, win this game.
Folks, send tea and honey to Peoria. In case you can't tell. Shot clock down to 6. Bennett, Mr. 40 plus for the win. Can't get it.
These people are ready to run and rush the court right now.
Start of the Elam Ending down 8. Next basket for either wins. Perrin. Spencer. No.
Not close.
Agee. No again.
He got fouled. He got fouled on that one, but they don't want to reward this poor offensive play. Play on, baby.
Timed basketball does not compare to what we're experiencing now, folks.
This is extraordinary.
Brown to the rim and altered. McAlpin came in for the block.
Don't foul him. Don't foul him.
Harris can end it. It can't. Brown. Somerville.
Oh my gosh.
Retirement after the Elam Ending.
Oh my gosh.
Always a Brave back from 8 down. The largest historical comeback in Elam Ending history here in Peoria.
How about storming the court in TBT? Does this mean something to these people? Extraordinary. And again, we talked about Hoopville Warriors. They self-destructed. That's no way else to put that. The inefficiency statistically was laid out, and it continued even after we talked about that. You got the feeling they would never score another point, not even a free throw. Amazing.
Wow. The emotion in the wrong direction. 11 points for Marcellus Somerville. Here's how it happened in Elam time.
A leak out, and you wonder why more teams don't do that, Tooch. Especially when you only need one bucket and you're up big. Maybe Chicago Hoopville Warriors should have did that about 10 to 15 minutes ago.
Now Peoria High School, right here in Peoria for Marcellus Somerville, one of this city in central Illinois. It's one of their favorite sons. 2 years ago in Japan, the last time he played professionally, and throwing the placard up on the board. 11 of his 17 points during Elam Ending time.
Give Always a Brave a ton of credit, though, because they did play the defense, and they did get the stops, and they did make the shots, and this crowd did spur them on, and nobody gave up on them, and as a result, they're heading to the next round.
30 possessions of Elam time, what it took to finally lock this up. Somerville with the layup. By comparison, that Jackson Underdogs game where they knocked House of Pain out, one more look at Somerville again, only 11 possessions of Elam time. And nobody likes it more than that young man.
They rushed the floor at TBT. It's come to that. Amazing.
And it sets up a matchup of the Jackson Underdogs and Always a Brave.
Wow.
What an evening setup that's going to be to finish out Monday night.
The crazy thing is, Tooch, we get to do this again tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Provided we can find a honey pot and lots of lozenges.
I may need a stunt double.
Boy, what an evening for Marcellus Somerville and Bradley. The Bradley alumni, Always a Brave. Looked like they were dead in the water, and then all of a sudden, shocked back to life thanks to the former member of the 06 Sweet 16 team. One of the best to ever do it in Peoria. For my broadcast partner, Tim Scarborough, and our producer, Damon Lewis, statistician, Tom LaMonica, Marcellus Somerville saying goodnight. We are down to 25 teams left in the Elam Ending. Ohio 1804, Zip 'em Up TBT, still going on. We'll see you tomorrow here in the Illinois region. Good night.